And a very good morning to all of you. It is the 15th of March. You survived Pi Day, 3.1415. Missy Jenn.
276.
Oh, man. Street life. No, just you got to take your time. You got to let people gather a little bit and have a little bit of a morning get together. Let's take care of it, a little bit of administrivia first. Harvey, hope everything's going better for you.
Hi, Harvey.
Happy to say for you and Missy Jenn and Oda May and some of the other mods that choose to participate in the Golden Wrenches program. Monday will be distribution day. So I want to thank Missy Jenn, who's sitting next to me, for all the times that she's on there moderating and helping to run the chats. And good morning to all of you, Hippie, Jimmy, everybody on there. It's hello, Gucci Mama Slab. Nice to see you. And well, Harvey, you're going to have to just buck it up. Okay, Harvey said not really. Well, here's the deal, Harvey. I want you to go back in time to the Battle of Britain, to those times of the bombing of London. And I want you to find a recording of Winston Churchill. And you know the one I'm talking about, Harvey.
Hi, Kevin.
That inspirational recording of Winston Churchill. We will fight them in the streets. We will fight them in the countryside. We will fight them wherever they land. We will never surrender. I need you, Harvey, to go find an inspirational speech. It firms up your backbone, Harvey, and makes you remember that you are a proud Brit. And there's nothing that you can't handle. and take care of, brother. You get in there, you get yourself a heaping helping dose of extra backbone in there, man, and you face your demons. Those rats that have laid waste to your 500,000-pound London Rancho. My best advice for you. Morning, son.
Morning.
How are you? You can pull up a chair behind. We're going to give her. Pull your chair in there if you want, or have a seat on the sofa. I hope you slept good.
I'm good. Just want to say hi to everybody.
Morning.
I want everybody to know this is day 7 in the orange shorts.
There we
Time to
go.
go take a shower.
All right, son. Go take a shower there. Life with Diane. How are you? I know about your mom. But remember, Harvey, in the darkest hours of Britain, when the naysay Nellies were telling Winston Churchill, we got to sue for peace. These Axis powers are too strong. We're being torn apart. One man said, remember, we are Englanders after all. Thank you very much, Jimmy Trap. Thank you, sweetie. Hello, baby doll. Nice to see you. Buck up, Harvey. If you got to get down there yourself and do it, man, you're going to have to do it. If you're going to have to spend a week with your mom to get her affairs all straightened out, you're going to have to do it, brother. Now, the good thing for you is you got a little bit coming your way from being a moderator, and I know you haven't had the time to put in because of being depressed by the battle of the rats that you've been fighting over there. Every little bit helps. And I know some people have stepped up on YouTube. This is why we have insurance and things like that. Good morning, Joey D. Good morning, Uber Goober lady. Nice to see you. Thank you, Charlie Lynn. What a sweetie pie. What a sweetie pie. I love to hear her talk. Yeah, thank goodness your mom is alive. And I want to thank you, Joey D. and Missy Jenn, and I want to both thank you for these wonderful, wonderful shirts that you sent. These long sleeves. These things are wonderful. We love you. Can't wait to see you again. Hang out with you. It's going to be awesome. Let's get on to Narsa. Hey, Sister Earth. Let's get on to thank you, Gucci Mama Slab. Yeah, I'm your honey bunch. Bonnie, how you doing?
Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Tom. Morning. Now, Tom says, evil everywhere. I was robbed this weekend by a homeless person who I gave a place to crash, took all my cash, but not my debit card. Unbelievable. Planet Earth is an ugly place right now. Mosque shootings, thuggery, robbery, thievery, muggings. It's all out there. How you doing, Nick Mad? Nice to see you, sweetie. Thank you very much, Ishmael. Nice to see you. Ishmael Mohammed in the chat. My Algerian friend. Stay safe. Live and learn, man. You want to be very careful about inviting a homeless person into your home. Give them a damn tent. Set them up out back.
Out back, that's right.
That's it. You need that barrier.
Morning, Gigi. Bunny.
So let's get down to today's topic because our guest is out there showering out, custom made, in that in-law unit shine shack out there, getting himself all gussied up for another relaxing day here on the Rancho. We want to share our thoughts on Narsa, and I do want you all to know that not everybody in a family or on a family tree is cut from the same cloth. Each one of us has differences if we have brothers and sisters. We all do things that shake the tree. You can imagine coming out telling a family, well, I'm transgender. Thank you, Beavis.
Thank you, Beavis.
Thank you. Beavis says Norm F is LCD. Well, I like Dave. He's a friend of mine and Becca. So I'm going to call him Dave and Becca. But I'm going to get to that in a minute. Narsa is his own man. I think of myself at age 23, Missy Jenn, and I can't even remember what the hell I was doing. I guess I was in graduate school pursuing my MBA or out running my own business. But the thing I like about Narsa, yeah, and he still goes along to get along. He still exists in the slipstream of his uncle, but he is emerging as his own man. Missy Jenn and I have seen evidence of that. He's carved out his own personality. Hookah smoking, big wheeling, over the road trucker. Money in his pocket. Says to Missy Jenn and I yesterday, Aunt Jen and Aunt Rosie, I got breakfast today. Y'all be cool.
Hi, Mama Beth.
Hi, Mama Beth. How
Hi,
you doing,
Sarah.
sweet Cheryl? Couldn't even believe it. That's what kind of step-up person we got as a nephew here. Missy Jenn's OMG moment.
Hi, Bunny.
But we're not really surprised because we've known
Driving
Narsa since
tractors.
2015. And he's been a stand-up guy for us. He will carve out his own way on YouTube.
Hi, Glenn.
He will develop his own shtick. We've given him some suggestions. We've taken some time. I'll continue to work with him. It's going to be a low day today. Not a lot going on. We will go out on an afternoon chooch, and then we will go out for a guest Friday Night Foodies featuring Narsa. We will get some Middle Eastern food, and we will have a good time. But he's going to be bringing you content of his own, okay? Being his own man, being out there with Ass Trucker Narsa. Going out there and doing food reviews, mom and pop places which he likes to frequent on the road. And they can be very useful to people that ply the interstates of America. How you doing, Chimping? Yeah, Tom Finland, it's been nice to have him. Hey, Glenn, how are you? And I'm very grateful that he's here. So for those of you who have written and trolled me, another project for Rosie to take on, another deadbeat. Hey, this man trucks 500 miles a day, goes 25 days straight without a break.
It's Narsa Travels.
Nomadic Narsa.
Nomadic Narsa.
Nomadic Narsa is his channel. You will see a lot of him in the future. I will encounter him frequently on the road, particularly in Florida. Hi, Zoe. How you doing, RB Shadow?
Shadow in the house. Whoa.
Morning to you, my friend. Sub up RB Shadow too. You want to see he's got a Class C. He's working on restoration. He also does projects of restoration of vintage items. Got a high skill set. Very interesting person. So my thoughts on Narsa, he's going to be fine. The thing is, imagine this life that this kid has now. And I call him a kid because he's 23 years old. And when you're an old crow, 23, you can't even imagine. You can't even remember back what it was to be 23. Hey, Jamie Lynn. But have money in the bank, have a dream of opening his own business, and have the wherewithal and the drive to make that happen. That's a great thing. And I wish him all the success. And he will always be a welcome visitor here on the Rancho, as 90% of you would be. Thought we might get JK NoCal down yesterday, but JK NoCal is a rising television star now, and he doesn't have the time to goof around.
That's right. He's
Come
busy.
down. So he said, I'll tell you, sorry about
That's
that. I'm
all right.
working. I'm a TV star now. I've surpassed a YouTube celebrity, and I'm gone big time. And I'm not going to be able to peel off and drop down and see you guys. But my regards to everybody. Bobby, you got to see Bobby last night on the stream. And you know what? Bobby's the kind of guy that steps up. He took care of the pizza last night. What a guy. Love Bobby to pieces. So we're very blessed, Missy Jenn and I, which brings us to Mr. X. So for Narsa, it's a bright future for him. And I ask people to support him and keep pushing him in a direction of doing his own thing, making his own content. The hardest thing on YouTube is to really be original and pull your own content. It really is. The comfortable thing is to drop into the slipstream of others, and you lose your drive to be creative and to be independent. Go out and make your own content. Do your own choo-choos. Find your own hobbies to enjoy. Metal detecting, vintage, this, that, crocheting, knitting. Share your passion here on YouTube. Thank you, Gigi. He is pretty nice. He's still under the influence of his uncle to a great extent because he looks to people at that age to be role models. He will find his way. It is not in his nature to be insulting. It is in his nature to be respectful to everybody, to be humble, and to be outgoing in a genuine way and not asking for anything in life, which is a nice thing. Now, I want to get on to Mr. X. Mr. X is resurfaced on the scene again. Smooth operator. Been a friend of mine. As I said, I did a late night stream. Most of you were asleep. I think it went off at 3:30 a.m. in the morning. Mr. X has resurfaced here in the community. Mr. X is somebody I had the pleasure to meet in Chicago when I went out in 2015. He's another man in this community that doesn't owe anybody anything. Every time there was a crisis that needed mechanical effort, going and crawling around junkyards to find parts, to do repairs for the Lisa Marie, Mr. X was always there. Tools in hand, transportation in hand, and ready to do the job. I had the pleasure to be with him in Chicago. This man in his wonderful Mercedes-Benz picked me up at the airport. And although it was difficult to ride down the road with a man who does not like to wear a seatbelt and hearing that seatbelt warning thing, ding, 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 I appreciated the effort and I appreciated Mr. X for taking the time to meet me. I treated him the first night to Gale Street Tavern-style ribs in Chicago. Went around, he treated me to a Polish bakery, wonderful strawberry shortcake, demi-tasse coffee, and we did work on the Lisa Marie. And I told Mr. X, and I tell him today, I look forward to hanging out with you again, which will happen in Chicago this summer. You, Mr. X, you're a good guy. You know, people have questions, people make jokes about, someone's sexual inclinations and things like that. Fact of that matter is, Mr. X, you like to be involved. You like to be in the stream of action here in this community. And you're a good guy as a result of that. Nothing wrong. No shame in your game whatsoever. And I look forward to seeing you. And I thank you. Now you've come into a 1995 road trek 210. It's a hell of a beast. And I'm not going to pressure you and tell you what to do. You know, despite my initial inclinations to try to tell you what to do, I can't do that. It's your vehicle. You do with what you like. You got a very good, yeah, we know, Gucci Mama, you don't have to spam the chat every 2 minutes with the same thing. Okay. Well, there you go. Now, some people said to me, you should not buy the Lisa Marie. To me, as I've said 100 times on here, to me, if I buy it, we know what it's really worth. To me, it would be just a project to sit in the back and little by little undertake a restoration and complete gutting and refurbishment of that vehicle to make it better than new. That's all. Nothing more. A challenge to craftsmanship, a challenge to re-engineering, carpentry, plumbing. It'd be a lot of fun. Because at the end of the day, you're still looking at a vehicle in terms of camper vans with 75,000 miles. That's pretty low on that engine. And I wouldn't mind having a crack at that. Well, Tom Finland, you got bigger fish to fry. You know, you had a homeless person out of the goodness of your heart that you helped shelter and ended up robbing you. It happens. It's a desperate life out there. It's a drug-ridden life, and a lot of times, and a lot of ways, that single-minded focus on living that hard scrabble life on the street. You cannot expect to reverse that with one act of kindness. Now, I want to talk about Norm F. In the last 6 months, there's no person or event that's precipitated more mail to me, more messages. Who is Norm F? Norm F is Dave the fisherman. What is the game plan? What's the game plan for Norm F? Why does he pick out you and Elvis to shower this affection on and this attention? Who knows? But for those of you, and Missy Jenn is not one of them, that say Norm F is Dave, not true. I've talked to Norm F on the phone extensively. Okay? That number comes in from Canada. You can't spoof that, okay? And number two, this guy's speech, this guy's history, this guy's mannerisms are so much different than Dave's. I like Dave, but Dave can flame a blue streak of woo. It's what makes Dave spicy. Norm F is a gentleman. Not that Dave's not. Dave's a gentleman of a different kind, but Norm F is a Canadian gentleman. A Canadian gentleman has invited me to Canada, much like Elvis, to meet him. I don't know what would become of it. To come down to Michigan on the Middle Eastern food trail and then come over to Canada. I have no idea. It's like going down a dark tunnel, Missy Jenn, with no light at the end of it. You have no idea what's at the end. And I don't say dark. Hey, D-Dub.
Good evening, Nicole.
I don't say that to be that it's going into darkness. I say it's going into the great unknown. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know. I can't know. And for those of you who've written and asked me what's going on with this guy. Is this guy looking for a three-way, or is this guy looking for... It's hard to come on here and say this is just a nice guy who has been lucky in life and hardworking in life and is somehow shaking the money tree for success. How you doing, Nicole? Good morning to you. I'm going to refresh my coffee here. I'm going to finish up with Norm F.
Thank you, Gigi. This is a Snoopy shirt I got from Joey D. And it's great. It's got long sleeves on it. And it's got 4 different expressions on here. Snoopy sleeping, Snoopy smiling, Snoopy with his shades on, and Snoopy just going, "Arr." It's the first time I actually put it on.
It looks good.
Looks really nice.
It's a nice looking shirt. She always looks beautiful.
So do you.
She's a great looking gal. Wonderful person too. So as far as Norm F, I genuinely have no expectations, nor do I put any demands on Norm F. I can just genuinely appreciate your friendship and say, I don't need anybody to finance anything for me. I don't need any bridge financing to buy some vehicle. I'm good. I can just say, of course, it's nice to have known you. To continue to know you is a wonderful thing. To talk on the phone with you is a wonderful thing. And get a feel for what you're really like as a human being. You're very, 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 very rare because you're one of those people that chooses to see the best in everybody. And that's a rare thing. Likewise, D-Dub. You may toss a shot of Mr. Z's gift booze in your coffee. Hope you're doing okay, Nicole. Yeah, people that offer the hand of friendship don't necessarily come along that often. And it makes it a little complicated. And yes, it does. It makes it thought-provoking to sit back and wonder, you know, how can somebody be that generous and somebody that doesn't know you? Well, we don't really know. But we do know that Norm F has been a player down here for months. But as with many of you, unless you're really out and very vocal, it kind of blends in with a rolling list of names and comments on the side. So you never really pay any extra attention to anybody. But this man has a history of reaching out and helping on YouTube in our community. So for those of you who charge back, prepare for it, you better have money and this or that to prepare. I'm taking the high road of expectations and saying, although you hope things like that never occur, it's not going to wreck my life. I'm going to roll with the idea that somebody can be decent, kind, and generous just for the hell of it.
Hi, Cassidy.
How you doing, Cassidy? Good morning to you. I don't know. Hi, Francis. How are you? Harvey,
Hey, Francis.
with all due respect, I really got to keep. Hey, Snoop, how you doing? That's right. Snoop said, I just got to keep it on subject here, Harvey, okay? You're welcome to do all the videos about, you know, what happened, unfortunately, to your mom. People are very supportive. I'm being supportive of you. That's coming on Monday. You will handle things, okay? You're an English gentleman. You will get it done. You will get it done. And you will emerge stronger for having handled all that stuff. Everything that's heaped on your plate. I want to also say, Mr. Z, people are messing. Why in the hell do these people all? Who's Mr. Y? Who's Mr. Z? Who's Mr. X? Why in the hell do you use letters for these people? Well, to some extent and for some time, they give a layer of, I want to say protection because you sound like a mobster, but they do give some layer of privacy to somebody. And somebody may be controversial in the community and do things and meet. And to just sort of cushion any blowback, it's just a tradition on here to give somebody a moniker like a Mr. X, a Mr. Y, a Mr. Z. Not only does it adds a layer of mystery to things, but it also gives them, like I said, that panache of mystery, but it also gives them a little bit of a layer of protection. Mr. Z has stepped up to us in Las Vegas and been just as kind as anybody else, even more so. Boxes come in here. We can't control what people choose to do and share with us. I mean, Narsa's been here and said, I can't believe the kindness that people have on YouTube. Believe it. And we're very, very lucky. And you've seen Mr. Z is well-spoken. He's a great guy to hang out with. And he runs his own show. He has his own thoughts. And he's going to be very involved in the channel in the future. Every time we're in the Las Vegas area, which will be often gone forward, you will see Mr. Z. And he will be a part of the streams. And I've been remiss the last couple days to say thank you. Mr. Z is another guy that's extremely hardworking with a very demanding precision job. A job that requires 100% attention, 100% planning with extremely high risk of personal injury and disaster. And Mr. Z still faces that with a great sense of humor and sharing and caring for those in the community. And deals with family and situations on the home front that would horrify most people in the magnitude of it. But he still has that graciousness to share on YouTube. And thank you, Mr. Z. Much love to you from the bottom of our hearts for the person that you are. And the shining light that you are here on YouTube. Andrea, how you doing, sweetie?
Hi, Andrea.
Dill Rogers, in my opinion, it's more risky than a lineman. More risky than a Nevada Power and Light lineman. What this man is called on to do on a daily basis is almost heroic in scope. And it's an occupation that's been fraught with disaster and sometimes tragedy. And I will leave it at that. But he's a step-up guy who stands up to his responsibilities, and he's an awesome, awesome person. Wanted to just end with the future of my life, which is also the future of Missy Jenn's life. We now have a high degree of confidence in the future. Yes, I'm up in the air about an RV. I'm in that gray zone of, do you go with the panel van or do you get the RV? Which do you do? But I want to make it perfectly clear to Mr. X and to Marshall that I am not a person to wield influence or be a part of any decision-making process that happens by Mr. X. Okay? Mr. X paid his dues, had a working career, had success, had a family. He can do whatever he wants to do. And I cannot, nor will I influence him in decisions to be made about this 95 road trek 210. I'm planning my life ahead that I'm going to have to come up with my own travel solution. And that may immediately mean, Missy Jenn, this van that I outfitted for travel will do the job. At least for the balance of 2019, because I don't want to rush and make a wrong decision. Just because something comes to me, I want to come to it. Because see, when you talk about something and you go back and forth and all of a sudden you blow it up bigger than life, you've lost any leverage to do any kind of deal. When you come out and say that the 95 Road Trek 210 is the greatest Class B camper van of all time, and one comes along, how much negotiating power do you think you have? Not a hell of a lot.
None.
I may go out and find my own 95 210. It'll be a lot easier for me to put together to deal than something with three or four moving components all whipping around all over the place. I'm excusing myself from the middle of that, bowing out and saying the future of my life doesn't include anything probably to do with that. If Mr. X ever chose to reach out to me and say, Rosie, I acquired this with you in mind because you're looking for a travel vehicle, I would be grateful, thankful, but it's not going to upset my world. If I see Mr. X driving down the road in that Road Trek 210, make me very happy.
Bon voyage. Happy travels. Happy trails.
Yeah, there's some issues with the rig. There are definitely some issues with the rig, and as much as people don't want to say so here, and as much as a few people get pissed off that came in from other communities, I don't want RV talk, we have to face the fact that really the backbone of Boyd has always been the RV life and the RV community. And it's something now that's just these streams, these chats are just going back to that natural wellspring of RVing, because people do enjoy seeing people on the road. Now, sometimes I'll admit people look forward to the day, Missy Jenn, tragically, that something explodes on the road. And it's like, well, that's the end of that thing. Other people just enjoy travel, the videography, going different places, because there's a lot of people that are disabled, retired, that do not have the wherewithal physically or emotionally to be out on the road, to be boondocking at a Walmart or pulling up in some unknown neighborhood and turning out the lights and going to sleep for the night. I hear you, Andrea. You want a Class B? No problem. I have my boys get you one. There you go, Snoop. Nicole says you look really good today. You do something. I don't know, Nicole. I guess I took a shower this morning after being by the campfire. I think I can do fine. Missy Jenn is going to be fine here, running a Rancho. And I have no worry about that. So the future looks pretty bright. Now, I don't know contingents. People have said, have you gone on the road April 1st? April 1st will mark the 5-year anniversary. Hard to believe that Missy Jenn has been on the Rancho. 5 years. When she rolled up on a cool, rainy, sunny, windy day on April 1st, April Fool's Day, 2015, 14. Yeah, 2014. Hard to believe, Jen, 5 years. And you're arguably in better shape today, more stable today.
Yeah, I filled out my application for the Marine Corps yesterday.
And this is what I'm most proud of. This is the proudest accomplishment, getting Missy Jenn to a place where she can thrive and be happy and have the independence. She will not be chained up while I'm gone. She can flee the Rancho anytime she wants. Her key turns in her ignition. She keeps gas in her vehicle. By the time I knew about it, she could be 200 miles down the road, fleeing back to the Midwest. But she chooses to stay here and make her life here. Will that change in the future? Nobody can really say. As you know, Missy Jenn dealt with the loss of a family member, her beloved mother. It changes the world. She's officially an orphan. It changes her world, opens up possibilities for her that she's exploring. But one thing I want to put out to all of you on there, at this point in time, this is her home and will be until such time as she either chooses to move on or continues to stay. And I support her decision 110%. So I'm very happy to have her in my life. I make no demands on her. I enjoy her companionship and her affection here on the Rancho. But I also know that people grow and people's expectations and desires change over time. So whatever she decides and whatever commentary and messages have come into me, the ball is in Missy Jenn's court, not in my court. But I do know for the foreseeable future, she will be here. She will be running the Rancho. She will have assistance from paid landscape personnel, but she will be taking care of business here. Yeah, she's going to have wild parties. Good morning, Nathan.
Hi, Nathan.
She's perfectly capable of running all aspects of this place. And for that, I'm happy because that gives Missy Jenn purpose in life, gives her something to get up for in the morning. And she knows whatever she needs medically, otherwise I will always be there. So when my travel plans, I cannot travel on April 1st. I would like to, but you know what? We're waiting for Missy Jenn to get her scheduled appointment for her next infusion. And then whenever that is in April, I've got to be around for a week afterward to make sure that nothing happens to her.
You can come over, Rory. You can come and party buck naked on the Rancho. Woo!
How you doing, Rory?
Running wild, babies. Woo! Everybody's welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Charlie. I think you will, honey. You will find a relationship like this. Because we're one of the rare relationships that even though it started on a romantic basis, the fact of the matter is I love Missy Jenn as much today as when I first spotted her across that internet in 2013 with Nicole Green, Francis, Shay. But I'm happy to say our relationship evolved beyond that to an expectation that we live different lives. We have different expectations. And we can find that livability as sisters, which is oftentimes family love's a deeper and more enduring love anyway.
Right.
See, if Missy Jenn walks out the door and says, Rosie, I always suspected you were an a-hole. You confirm my worst. I'm going to hit the road, Jack. What would I have done? But we found it in ourselves, the expectation that we're good for each other. She found out I never shut my mouth.
Have a good rest of the day, Jimmy.
Take care, Jimmy. Thank you, my friend. I never shut up from morning to night. She adjusted to that. Missy Jenn's a quiet person. She likes to do her own thing. And I'm very happy for her for the future. So the future of our life looks good. Just for the record, everyone, a terrible flirt and can be sneaky ever. Yeah, I clocked them before they said anything. Yes, that's right. That's right, Nicole. You were there on day one. Dusty said, Rosie's a Cancer. I'm a Gemini Cancer on the trust, and Missy Jenn is a Sagittarius opposite. Yeah, beautiful opposite. So it's all good. So my future looks good. So I'm not sure, even if I get pushed back to May on the road, I don't have the ability to go to Florida right now because the thing that I found out, the thing I thought about laying in bed one night is I don't want to be in Florida when the shit hits the fan and something happens with Missy Jenn this first time when we're trying to get like a shakedown cruise of how this stuff is going to work. So I said to myself, for the first couple months, May and June, I'm going to have to stay within a 1 day's drive to be home here on the Rancho. I can't be hightailing it 3,000 miles from Florida to Santa Rosa when the need is more immediate. So initially, for those couple travel months or whatever, till I feel comfortable that Missy Jenn has her hands on the reins of the Rancho here fully, doing her thing, happy, comfortable, things all taken care of that she can't physically do. I can't be too far away. That's going to be a disappointment to some people, but it's the reality of things. And I have to adjust my travel around Missy Jenn. And I'm happy to do that. She would say, Rosie, go to Africa. I don't give a damn. You know?
That's right. Go to Cambodia.
Go to Cambo, Laos, Cambodia.
Go to Hong Kong. Do whatever you want.
And don't let the door hit you on the ass.
That's right. Do it.
But I got to think above Missy Jenn's kindness and sweetness.
I think that next infusion is gonna be easy breezy.
How you doing, Mallory? I'm not going to be able to come in May, honey, but I will be in Florida in the fall. Okay, I will be in Florida for a significant amount of time in the fall and winter of 2019, 2020. I still have every expectation of having a streaming house.
No coffee morning yesterday, Polly. Nope.
Yeah, Mallory, you know, our future will come. Week. No worries. I'm so looking forward to hanging out with you and having a kick-ass time. A few months isn't going to really matter. But I thought to myself, I cannot risk being 3,000 miles away when we're on this trial run of figuring out how things are going to work out for the future. I got to be close for that. So I know you understand that. How you doing, Julie? Our day will come. That's right.
I'll be back on next week, Polly.
She'll be on next Thursday. So April's coming.
We'll have even more stuff to talk about.
That's it. Francis thought our being was living in Cambodia. That's it. So, yeah, that's good. Missy Jenn has local support. There's a local gal, Chris, here that lives a couple streets away from us. Exchanging numbers. She's always there if Missy Jenn needs something. Bobby's here. The boss and Janet around. I don't have a lot of worry. She has a lot of love and support in this area. Go ahead, Kimmy's. Ask your question, honey. That's what I'm saying, Patreon. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Kim. I try to be. I do some stupid shits. Kim says, I don't care what anyone says. Rosie's a good egg. And I'm going to make the best decision in life. But I'm loyal to people. And I invest in people. And even somebody like Elvis. My thought is over time, working my charms and things over time to continue to moderate behavior and be a positive influence on that. I cannot be a person that goes negative. It's not Colonel, relax. Yeah, Bobby will take good care. Yeah, Bobby, the yard security, that's it. Bullies like Rosie wants that. Nicole, you ain't done nothing wrong, honey. You're gold in my book because every time I've ever reached out to you, Nicole Green, you've shown you had a good heart. You have opinions. You don't like the way a lot of stuff went, but at the end of the day, we always find each other again, and that's the reality. In my 50s, my dad in his late 70s, how does one deal when the dad doesn't know who you are? I don't have the answer to that, Kimmy's. I lost my mom in 2000. My dad's 90. I don't know what to do except God bless and prayers for you. Yeah, I have nothing but love in my heart for Nicole, and she knows that. This is the year 2019, though, that Nicole has stood up and said, I'm going to go where I want, do what I want, and have the experience I want for YouTube. The same as Missy Jenn. I don't ever tell Missy Jenn what to do. No expectations. And I think she's better for it. Keep the negativity out and be positive. So I'm going to go ahead now and close this out. And to my moderators, Monday will be distribution day. People were awful generous on Thursday. On, what was that, Wednesday? Awful generous. And I want to thank you guys for your sweet kindness.
Yeah, thank you to all of the people that
The moderators come here, they
have been
stand
so
up.
kind and
Yeah.
given to the
These
cause.
are people that have been chosen for special reasons.
Much love to each and every one of you.
Yeah, thank you, Dory Lynn, for your friendship over the years. Look, I'd be perfectly happy to pay up. I'm going to leave it at this note. Larry James, where's the bidding start? When's the bidding start? Look, as far as that 210 is concerned, I don't know what shape it's in. Like Marshall said, something sits for years. Seals get dry. You can expect when you get that thing on the road, you may be looking at a rear engine seal failure, top seal failures on valve stems. You don't know what you're looking at. But I do know that there's vehicles out there that they cold start after 50, 60, 70 years that still got what it takes to go. If Mr. X reaches out to me and says, puts a price out there, I will talk to Mr. X. But until such time happens, I'm not going to tell Mr. X what to do with his 210. Okay? I know Kimmy's. So thank you all for being along again. We're going to take Narsa out, try some of the local donuts here today. And then we're going to have a quiet day here. Teach him how to do some in-phone video editing. Get my own phone straightened out. Yeah. Don't please don't delete IRC Bully or anybody. You know, this is definitely a freewheeling chat unless somebody's attacking somebody else in the chat. I think my moderators know the flow of things. So don't worry, Polly. That's it. So I want to thank you. Purnell's one in here, Cassidy Hampton. There's so many people that stepped up wonderfully to support the mods in here. You've been very wonderful. No, Bully, I'm not going to whip Mr. X's ass. Seems to me Elvis really wants that rig. He's made that perfectly clear. The ball's not in my court. Would I be happy if he got the rig? Of course I would. I can celebrate other people's happiness and success on YouTube. I always have. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Mwah.